So today we're going to get a little salty.
That's right.
Yeah.
And add a little hairspray to it as well.
Normally you wouldn't do something like that.
No, I like
Make a
to
bad
stay
meal.
nice and clean. Yeah, too much salt is bad for you. But this time, you can use the salt that you're not eating to paint miniatures. Yeah, we'll do a hairspray and salt weathering technique. And we're just going for like a tabletop quality, but we're going to be doing some wet blending and a little airbrushing. More insight on the airbrush later. Today we're just using it to paint with and not talking about dilutions and stuff. But yeah, this is something I'm doing for, like, I've been playing Infinity and stuff lately, so I'm trying to get the scenery train rolling. And I think I finally found out how I want to paint my scenery and stuff.
And it's quick and easy, and it makes it look very organic and like the paint's flaking off, and you don't have to go through and tap each little chip.
Yeah, exactly. And as with a lot of the other techniques that we're showing people, you can kind of take this further or shorter if you want to.
Yeah.
But you can modify everything and use it for your own ends. But that's what we're going to be up to today.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so the first step to this is stippling together some rusty tones. For that, I just have some Khador red highlight and some bloodstone. Give them a good shake, pop them open, we'll get out our larger real estate brush and just start painting away. So what I'll do is lay down a stronger foundation of the bloodstone, like so. Then grab a little orange and just stipple it on there, nice and irregular. I don't want anything to be super bright orange, so make sure it's decently mixed in there and toned down. But this step does not matter. Cleanliness does not matter that much. You can be pretty much as messy as you want to be. Yeah, and an even bigger brush will cover even more of an area. I'm even leaving some black spots showing the crevices as well. And this is something that can work for painting a lot of different kinds of scenery. You could get some irregular rocks going or something. I use this technique to, if you're working on marble or granite or something, you could lay down your base color and then you could stipple through some striations, in kind of a zebra stripe pattern or whatever you want to call it. You can even paint your hands if you want to. Do exactly what I do. But yeah, there's the first layer. And we're just going to leave that to dry for a little bit. And when we come back, we're going to hit it with some sea salt and hairspray. All right, so that's all dry now. We got our rusty coat. You can see I put it on there pretty thick and I really stabbed it in there to get some variation of tones. So the brown and the orange is a little thinner in some areas, letting the black primer show through. So there's a little more than two tones going on there. But that's all set, and then the next step, what you need is some sea salt or real salt. I like sea salt because it usually comes in a grinder. I can break it up and there's a variation in the sizes because these are going to be what produces your paint chips. So you just need some hairspray and some salt. And you just lay a little hairspray down like so. And drizzle some of that salty goodness on top. Thick or thin as you prefer. You can see I've got some larger chunks in there from the sea salt. You can concentrate more towards the bottom of the piece maybe. Depends how you feel. All right. So there, it's all chunky. You're gonna let the hairspray dry and then hit it with an airbrush in the next step. All right, for this next step, everything is all dried up or dry enough, and I'm just gonna airbrush on some Vallejo Model Air White. I know this is a tutorial video and you're following me every step of the way. You're gonna see me not wear a mask, but I recommend that you do wear a mask all the time. I'm just not wearing one so I can talk to you. And I'm doing a small piece, but yes, wear a mask. So we're just gonna, I'm not gonna douse it on there. I'm gonna lay it on thinly because I want to work with the transparency of the paint a little bit. You'll see what I'm talking about. You see, it's not getting totally white. It's still kind of in a orangey brown. Don't worry about losing some pieces of salt. And now I'm going to make it a little white, a little more white towards the top. So I've got a slight fade going on. We want this to look all rusty and rickety and stuff, so it's okay if a little bit of it's showing through. By the end of it, you're going to see that it isn't going to matter. And fast painting is all about cutting corners. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Just gonna go through and do another pass, highlighting it a little closer to the top again. So there you go. That's what it's looking at. That's what it's looking like right now. So don't go anywhere. So for the next step, we're just gonna add a little hint of shading with some trusty FW ink, which if you've seen these videos, you know I like to use it. This is the sepia tone. I already got it mixed into the airbrush. And then, so on the last step, I was telling you guys to highlight, you know, towards the top of the wall a little bit. This time we're gonna spray towards that lower portion that we left with a little more of that orange showing through. So, it's gonna look something like this. You can see some of the chips already coming off there, so it's already having the desired effect. We'll shade the corner, let me get that in front of the camera. We'll shade the corner in here. All right. So you can see it's a little runny there, and right here. But this is working to our advantage. The whole thing is to make this look weathered and cruddy, so I would say it's a good thing. So we're just gonna let that dry and then we'll come back with the final step. So the final step, now everything is all dried and we're ready to scrape away the salt and the hairspray. The hairspray is water soluble and that's why, so we put the hairspray down and you put the paint on top of it and you should be able to scrape it off with, this is just a damp toothbrush. So that will be the desired effect. You can see all these little chips popping up. Having a little bit damp helps to cut through the hairspray. Yeah. Some nice variation from those bigger chunks of salt. Just like that, and then if you want, you can go through with your fingernail, just add a couple scrapes to it. Yeah, you can just press into it however you want. I don't know, you don't have to use your fingernail. I'm sure there's some kind of fancy scraping tool, but I use my fingernails for most scraping. And there you have it. So once this is all done and dry, hit it with some dull coat, some clear coat, or whatever you like to use, and it'll be ready for the tabletop. So yeah, check it out. Here's the finished product. I did a whole building. The roofs, the stencil was supplied by Brush for Hire, so thanks to them. And yeah, just a little edge highlighting or anything. You could take this further if you want to, but for me, this is good for tabletop quality. So thanks to Adam, everybody at Tabletop Minions. You can check out my work at samsonminis.blogspot.com. I post every other day on there, or close to. I've been trying to keep up with it and getting a lot of feedback on there, and it's great. So we'll see you all next time. Oh, hi there. You caught me making an airbrush video.